Please don't suspend my license. As you can see, a I do have the CPAP machine. I use the CPAP machine, but right now, little Timmy, he's got a cleft lip, and he gets ridiculed a lot in school. And I need to work these next 45 days so that this way he can get the operation. I almost got it paid off, but I need these next 45 days to finish paying off the operation. And then this way he can go back to school because he says that the kids are always, uh, they're always making fun of him. And he feels very bad because right now what he does is that he just stuffs the food right down his throat. He doesn't even he doesn't even open up his mouth. He just sticks it right through, and he just swallows it like that. So I'm hoping you don't suspend my license for 45 days because Timmy's gonna be very, very, disappointed. I mean, he's been depending on me to pay for this operation. I mean, I've already paid like $60,000 because it's a very, very intricate, and not only the operation but the plastic surgery that comes afterwards to fix his teeth and to get uh, the lip in place. It costs a lot of money, so I'm hoping that you won't suspend my license. Now, I've been coming to this place now for 4 years. I'm just asking you to give me, just give me 6 months. Just give me 6 months, and then this way, I'll be able to come back. He'll have the operation, and this way, he'll be able to go back to school, and then we'll deal with the CPAP. Okay? I know I should have came over here with a letter, but I didn't even know this was happening. If the DOT, if the Department of Transportation would have told me about it, I would have told the doctors to send me a letter. But I just learned about it the other day because I lost my wallet and I went to the DMV to get a new license. And while I was there, I was talking with another trucker, and he told me that they were checking the necks. And I said, "You got to be kidding me!" And he said, "No." He said, "If you," he said, I was suspended for 45 days, and now he's traveling around. Now he finally he went over there. And he got his license. So I know what's happening. I mean, I use the CPAP machine. I like the CPAP machine. I, it's just that right now it's really hard, not for me, but for Timmy. I mean, I've been paying for his operation all this time, and I'm almost ready to. Now, if I have to wait, it's gonna be 45 days plus. The time it takes for me to. Well, I got to get the letter from the doctor. I don't know how long that's gonna take. I already spoke to the VA, the Veterans Administration. They told me that on Monday they were gonna call me up to make an appointment. So this way they could download the information that I have on my CPAP machine, and this way they can get a doctor to sign the letter. But it's not gonna happen on Monday. I mean, it's gonna take a little while for them to get a doctor to sign off on it. You know, so that's what I'm asking you for. Now I'm only kidding. There is there is no Timmy, man. I just I just made that up. I hope you like that whole cleft lip that he was just putting the food in and swallowing it. Ain't I a stinker? Okay, take care, people. I love you, man, and you know me, man. I'm gonna be making jokes a half an hour after I die. I'll be saying jokes, but I'll be dead. I'll be like dead and I don't know it. You know. Yeah, man. Yeah, I just thought that one up. I was telling that one to a to a trucker today. He started laughing. He said, "You got a sick mind." Can't you just see him just stuffing like a hot dog like straight in his mouth, without even opening up his mouth, just through the just through the hole that he has. That's too much, man. But you see what happens, man, when you got a warped mind like mine. No, I'll go there tomorrow, and they're gonna suspend my license. But I'm gonna show him the CPAP machine. I'm gonna show him that I have it. If he wants a letter from the doctor, I give him a letter from the doctor. I don't care. I'm not driving now anyway. I can't even get up there. What am I talking about? It's 22 inches from the floor to the first step. Usually 20, 22, and then it's another 20 and 22, and then I can get in to where you can actually drive. And that's for that. If I want to do that Snyder job, that one there, it's not only that, but you have to get up on a 6 foot ladder to measure the fuel that's in the tank. And the doctor already told me she's not gonna sign off on that one, man. The 6 foot ladder is out. So I told her, I said, look, I said, let's do this. If I could get you a video of me doing the 22-inch step and then doing another 22-inch step and getting in to drive, I said, then I could come over here, because they have over there in the VA over here at James Haley Hospital, and they have a new wing there. Well, I don't know how new it is, but it's called a polytrauma building, and it's where you have the valet parking. Well, anyway, the they have a rock climbing wall there, so they could put the harness on me, and then somebody could hold me so that this way I won't fall down. And even if that person's asleep, they could put like mats all around, so that this way, if I fall down and the person is asleep or whatever, or looking at somebody, I mean, I'll fall down on the mats, which is the worst that could happen. The worst thing that could happen is that. Well, I guess the worst thing that could happen is maybe I can get my leg caught up in one of the rungs or something and hurt myself. But I'm just, oh baby, crack my neck when I fall on on that mat or something. But that's I'll how do you say, I'll cross that bridge when I get to that toll plaza. And so this was the funniest thing I said today. I told that to the I told that to the ex trucker who was now working Uber, and he is over here in Sun City Center. He lives, so, or in Ruskin. Yeah, I think he said in Ruskin. Now that I think about it, so he picked me up at church today, and I went to Popeyes to get some chicken, to get some fried chicken, and get some potatoes and gravy, some mashed potatoes and gravy, some red beans and rice, and I got the 16 piece, and with two sodas, it came out to like $60 something. I don't even know how much it came out to, man. It came out to a lot. It was like 60 something dollars. But I got to eat. I ate twice from there. Okay, I'm tired. Everybody, take care. Pray for me that I don't use that line about Timmy with the cleft lip. Hey, maybe I'll do that, and then I'll just tell her, hey, look, man, I'm just kidding around about Timmy with the cleft lip. He'll probably look at me like, what? He's actually not a doctor. He's a physician assistant. But I've been going to the same guy like for 4 years, and then not only that, but it's April Fool's Day. I got to do something for April Fools. That'll be my April Fool's joke on him. I don't know if he might not like it, man. I don't know, but you know me, man. I gotta do something. It's April Fool's. Maybe when he tells me that he's gonna suspend my license, I said, "This is April Fool, right?" And then he's gonna tell me, "No, this ain't no April Fool's. You are getting suspended, buddy. Your neck size is 18 and a half. Didn't you know?" Yeah, I know it, man. I went to the Men's Warehouse when I went to Dallas. That I was visiting my mother there 3 years ago, and my neck size was 18.5. I don't think it's changed any since then. I mean, you got to lose a lot of weight to lose size on your neck. I mean, that's not gonna happen. Like, I'm gonna have to be sweating to the oldies like Richard Simmons, or what? Yeah, was it Richard Simmons, the one that we used to do the sweating to the oldies, jumping around with the little shorts and that hair that looked like he needed some. It looked like it was so dry it needed some activator, get them curls going, And that dude he wasn't gay, he was super gay, all right. he was it was beyond gay, you know, to infinity and beyond. Well, he was definitely out there. But I'll tell you one thing, man, them videos are not bad, man. Those sweating to the oldie videos. Maybe I'm gonna have to do some sweating to the oldies. Dancing is a great way to lose weight. I mean, when I used to dance a lot, when I used to go to the clubs, I used to have a club for every day of the week. Or when I lived in New York, and it was pretty good places. And when I used to dance with my cousins, oh, they loved it. They loved it. But you know, uh, people change. So when I finally found her again after all these years, I think the last time I saw my cousin that we used to dance, I went to grandma's funeral, and that was at the Gonzalez Funeral Home over here on Dale Mabry, and everybody was there, and I saw her there, and I was like, but I'm a Christian man, I can't be messing around with cousins, have a child that comes out. You can't don't want to. It'll be like Timmy with the cleft lip. He'll come out with some kind of deformity. What the heck? But I remember I sent her a friend request, and this was after, like, man, it's been like 40 years. I mean, man, I'm 66 now. You know, so I sent her a friend request, and she didn't she didn't accept it. And she said, well, I don't know you now. And I said, well, of course you don't know me. I mean, people change after 40 years. I said, what do you what do you expect? You expect to see me with like my shirt, a couple of buttons off the top, with a gold chain, with a medallion nestled right into the hairs of my chest, and doing the Saturday Night Fever song by John Travolta, and singing, it's a night fever. We know how to do it. Where people change. I mean, you're just not gonna have that. You know. I mean, I became a Christian, and that's it. I mean, she wanted the same old Victor. You know, the same old dancing, the same old dancing Victor used to dance. A couple of inches off the floor, and used to gyrate like. Oh, the way people dance now is nothing, man. The way I used to dance, heck, I was a pretty good dancer, man. You had to see me in those clubs, man. You know, that's what women like, man. Women used to like that, so that's the way I used to dance. And I remember like I said, I used to have a club for every night of the. Used to go to the Limelight down in the village, and go to. They had this other place called the Inferno and stuff. It was nice, man. I think it was like in the 20s or something like that. It was nice. Used to go down to Le Jardin, which was inside the Grand Ballroom of the Diplomat Hotel, whatever that is over there on 42nd Street. No, 40 doo wop, like my uncle used to say. I'm going on to 40 doo wop. But yeah, man, I used to dance in the hustle, and dance in that crazy freestyle that I used to do in the loft and at the Prince Street Garage and all that. Ish, that was crazy, you know. But I'll tell you one thing, man. I was in shape. I was in pretty good shape, man. I mean, I was dancing. And I'm not the only one that was. I mean, this guy James Cagney, he had to do a role, and he had to lose a lot of weight. Started dancing because that's he always liked himself as a dancer. He always called himself a dancer. He was a pretty good dancer too. If you look at that Yankee Doodle Dandy, he was a pretty good. I mean, he was made famous with the Public Enemy and White Heat and all this stuff. I mean, he was made famous on that, but you know, I mean, he was a pretty good dancer too. I mean, if you look at him, I think there was another one too that he made that was kind of like a vaudeville kind of thing, where he did like the Coens or something like that. I don't know. I don't. I've seen so many of these old movies, especially James Cagney. Man, I used to love him. Man, I think he was one of the best. You know, especially when he puts that grapefruit in that in that girl's face. What was that? I think that was Public Enemy, where he takes, and I think that was this girl. I think that was Ginger Rogers. I think that was Ginger Rogers that he threw. He put the grapefruit in her face. He was just there. She said something dumb, and he took grapefruit and just jammed it into her face. You know. I think that was Ginger Rogers. I'm not sure, but it's possible because Ginger Rogers, she used to do it all, man. She was a tremendous dancer. Probably one of the few people who made Fred Astaire actually hum while he was dancing. You know, I mean, you don't see that too much. I mean, she was like incredible dancer. She had a uh, couple of hit songs too, like "We're in the Money," "We're in the Money." We got a lot of what it takes to get along. That was her. She did it all, man. She had some good acting. But I've always heard that dancers could do it all. Well, she did a lot, no doubt about it. I mean, I don't know if that was her taking that grapefruit in the face, but James Cagney, man, what a guy, huh? He was fantastic. And he even did a part of. Here goes one for Cat Williams. If I'm not mistaken, he did a movie that he was playing the part of an old lady who was getting evicted from her house because they were going to put a dam there nearby and they were going to flood her house. It was going to be underwater. You know, so and I could imagine how the people must have felt when that. I mean, she was probably born and raised there. Maybe the turn of the century, or she used to go to school with Lincoln or whatever, with Abraham Lincoln, because she was supposed to be like an old lady at that time. So I don't know, man. But I don't even know if Lincoln went. I think Lincoln did go to school, but I don't think he went to college. I think he studied after that. I think I'm not sure. I should know that. Because my father used to love to. He always wanted to be a lawyer, but he had to leave school to uh, to to help out with the family. And my mother was taken out of school in the second grade because she had to be my grandmother's assistant. Because he had so many kids. And it just so happened that Carmen, who was the oldest sister, died in a fire. So they took mom out of school. They took her out of the second grade, and she started taking care of the younger ones. And Titi Tita and Tio, all these people, Tio Camelin, who later became Tio Tony, and all these people that came afterwards, Tio Hector, they all thought mom was the mother because mom was the one that was taking care of them, because grandma had to work. She had to do her sewing and stuff, and grandpa was doing his thing with hair cutting. He was a barber. I don't know. I mean, I don't know, but every time I went, and I used to have crew cuts, and he still wanted to give me a haircut every time he saw. I don't know what he was gonna cut. I mean, that's what we were using back then. I mean, we had crew cuts. We had very short hair. I mean, that's the way it was when I was a kid. We went like every week or every 2 weeks. We used to go to the barber. You know, and I used to. So I don't know why he was gonna cut. But he made me sit down for something. He would offer me some candy or something, and I had to sit down and get a haircut. And he used to get over on me because I had a sweet tooth then, and I still got a sweet tooth. I mean, that's why I'm taking so many diabetes medications and stuff now. 'Cause my body just can't handle all these sugars and breads and all these other things. Well, anyway, uh, I miss mom, man, and I miss dad too. They had rough lives, man, rough life. And since they were the oldest, dad was the oldest boy in his side of the family, and he used to he used to say that all his brothers and sisters were lazy. That's what he used to say. But I wonder about his brother. He had a brother. Um, what was his name? Toño. Toño was his brother. I don't even know if he's alive. I wouldn't know. I'd probably have to get in touch with my aunt Jovita, who was dad's sister, to see if Tonya's still alive. It would be the closest that I would to seeing dad. It would be to looking at Tonya. The last time I saw him, he was working as a lifeguard in Crotona Park pool. That was how many years ago was that, man? Can you imagine? I was a kid. We were looking outside. We were looking at the pool, and they had a long line of kids to get in there. Man, it was one of them crazy hot days. And I see him, and I said, "Toño, get me in." And he looked at me. He said, "Who are you?" And I said, "You're my uncle. I'm Victor's son." And he looked at me, and but he didn't. He didn't. It was like, and I mean, I knew he was my uncle. But he didn't get me in or nothing. I guess he was taking that out on me. He said, "Yeah, well, your father used to say I was lazy. So you ain't getting in here. I had to wait in line like everybody else, man. Uh, but anyway, man, God bless everybody. This was a great Easter for me. No converts today. The two people that I got to talk to, I did ask them if they wanted to accept Jesus. They said no, but they did accept prayer. I did pray for them. I got their numbers. At least I think I got their numbers. I don't know if they did to me like these women when I used to ask them for their telephone number. They give me the number to the Burger King. They give me to the number of the Wendy's or whatever. Always the burger joints, or whatever. I don't know, man. But what can I say, man? If they gave me the number, fine. We'll stay in touch. And if not, well, that's fine too. What can I say? I'm not as they say in Spanish, yo no soy una moneda de oro para caerle bien a toda la gente. And in English, that would be, I'm not a gold coin. So that this way, I will fall in favor with everybody. You know. But anyway, man, I've been talking too much, man. You people been listening too much to my crazy rantings of a tired 66-year-old who's thinking up crazy stuff to tell the the physician's assistant tomorrow when I go to my April Fool's joke that I'm gonna tell him. Who knows? Maybe he'll give it to me just because of the joke I told him. I don't know, man. But anyway, I'm gonna take the machine over there. Show him that I got it. Hey, this is what's going on. I got it. I have it on a very low setting. I mean, I think it's like on a 4, so that's like a very low setting. You know. So I mean, what's the worst that could happen? He could tell me no. He said no. I need a letter from the doctor. Doctor, is there nothing I could take? I said, now, doctor, to relieve the bellyache. Well, let me get this straight. You put the lime in the coconut, you mix it all around. You put the lime in the coconut. You call me in the morning, put the lime in the coconut, mix it all up. You put the lime in the coconut and call me in the morning. Okay, goodbye, everybody. Here goes the craziness, Victor. Well, I'm gonna see if I can when I'm not gonna have the 21st, I think it is. They're not gonna have the third Sunday at that place. But I'm gonna ask uh, the lady who's been doing it if it's okay if I do it, and if I, if I could host it. You know, well, the worst thing that she could say is no. So that'll be okay. If she says no, what can I say? I just say no. I'll say okay. You know. Anyway, I'm gonna see if I can. This week they should tell me about my background check to drive for Lyft. If I pass the background check, then I can get a rental car, which I'm gonna get a minivan. I like minivans, and then I'll start driving for Lyft. See how that works out. And they got the eclipse coming, on the 8th. So that's not gonna be really visible here, you know, but it is gonna be visible in Arkansas, which is only like a 14-hour drive. Or I could go to that Maps museum over there in Newport Richey, and they're gonna have an eclipse hour or whatever, where they're gonna have the eclipse, and then they're gonna talk about uh, astronomy. They're gonna talk about that, and I really like that subject. I think astronomy is very good, and I would like to ask him also because I also heard that there was a galaxy that is circling our galaxy. They're kind of like it's kind of like twin galaxies. We're kind of like spinning together, and we're going through the center of the Milky Way. Uh, how do you say it? One of the Milky Way arms is where we are at. So um, we have there's a galaxy right in our galaxy. They're both just spinning around. You know, it was just recently discovered too. So maybe I might want to talk to the director. He's the director. He's going to be giving a talk about that. And also maybe I would like to talk about if there's any how do you say if there's any if anybody else has talked about like when Joshua had uh, held back the day and it went backwards. Has that been documented in any other place in any other culture? And the same thing with Moses. Moses also had, and that I think with Moses it was the whole day. Well, one of those two guys, they had the whole day. That it was supposed to be like the longest day ever. So maybe other cultures might have that, because if it stops, then I don't know what's the opposite of Israel. Well, Israel is like maybe 7 hours difference from here. So what would be what would be 5 hours the other way? I guess might be like Hawaii or something. I don't know. Maybe I don't know something like that, or maybe I don't know. Maybe India or something like that may have something in their records where they say, hey, something happened. It was the night was too long or whatever. You know, the the Earth stopped spinning or the sun was, you know, they said the sun stood still, but in actuality that means that the Earth stopped rotating. So unless if maybe God, who knows, God could do anything. I mean, it could have meant that the Earth kept on rotating and the sun rotated with it, and then just stopped. I mean, there's no limitation with God, right? But we know that this Earth is spinning. So one of the two things happen. You know, Either we stopped spinning or the sun followed the earth and then stopped, at the end when they finally put Moses' arms down or whatever, that they put the rock and like that. I mean, but that's something that I would like to find out. Maybe he's heard of it, you know. I don't know. But anyway, whenever archaeology, whenever it goes against the Bible, usually the archaeology is wrong. So maybe other cultures. I mean, I know the Chinese have a lot of things, and maybe India, all these other ancient places, they were around for a long time, you know. So maybe, I mean, it's worth a shot, right? I would like to go over there. I think it's only like $15 or something to get in there. But it might be good to hear somebody talk about, what's going on in astronomy and stuff like that, and seeing the eclipse. And they have like it's the Maps Museum. It's a natural history museum. So I don't know if they have any dinosaurs there. I was looking for dinosaur bones near me because somebody told me that they don't believe that dinosaurs were ever existed. And I said, no, there's been fossils found of complete dinosaurs. You know, I know that in New York, if I'm not mistaken, that dinosaur that they got there in the Museum of Natural History, that's a real dinosaur. As far as I know. I mean, I know that sometimes they'll take a little bone and they'll make the whole thing. You know, but there have been dinosaurs that have been found. You know, um, I mean, I know I used to, when I was a young man, I used to ride them to school all the time. You know, everybody thought that we used to take the D train down to West Fourth Street and then take the C train to Chelsea to go to high school. But no, no, nay, nay, as John Panette would used to say, nay, nay. We rode the if we couldn't fly the pterodactyls, we got on a on a T Rex, and we used to stop to eat sometimes if we saw something interesting on the road. Okay, well, God bless everybody. Have a good night. Bye.